Hello and welcome back to the Doctor's Garage here on YouTube. So in this video today, I'm going to be doing a comparison of the brand new 2022 Discovery Sport and Discovery 5, talking about the differences between the two, the similarities, and if the Discovery Sport is really truly worthy of the Discovery name. So for a bit of context, this is my Discovery 5 HSE Luxury. It is a 2018 model. The new car has a different lineup of engines, slightly different trim levels, but really it still looks very, very similar actually, which I'm quite pleased of, meaning I don't really have to swap this car anytime soon. It still looks like a new Discovery to most people. There's a few cosmetic changes on the outside, but not a lot to see. When I was first choosing this car, we did look at the Discovery Sport quite a lot. It was a car I went for a test drive in at the time, was quite interested in the difference between this and that. The Discovery Sport is obviously a much better price, but I believe the Discovery offers some benefits that you just can't get in the Discovery Sport, and actually even though it is a bit more expensive, I think it is the better car when I bought my Discovery. I'm wondering whether that's true of the 2022 model. Now this car hasn't changed in so long, and the Discovery Sport has come a long way in regards to its design language, what it's like inside, and generally how it handles. So I'm going to be talking about the comparison of the two today, and let's start by actually making a comparison of the base vehicles. So I'm going to spec up the base vehicles, the Discovery S, and then also the same for the Land Rover Discovery Sport, the cheapest basic model, and do a comparison of those two vehicles. So the new 2022 Discovery 5 starts at £54,530 here in the UK, whereas the Discovery Sport starts at £32,430. With the Discovery 5 itself, you get the D250 mild hybrid engine, which is a 3-litre 6-cylinder engine that puts out 246 brake horsepower. With the Discovery Sport, you get a slightly smaller engine, which is a D165, which is a front-wheel drive only engine, and that is a 2-litre 4-cylinder engine that puts out 163 brake horsepower. One of the biggest differences I see with the new Discovery Sport are these lights. So the lights have been carried down from the Discovery into the Discovery Sport now. So actually from a distance, when one of these is driving towards you or Discovery Sport, you don't really know the difference. There's actually quite a lot of similarities from the front and the back with the new Discovery Sport. On the new Discovery Sport, you don't have the side align number plate, which some will really like, but personally for me, I quite like this in the Discovery. I quite like the old kind of carry through from the original models to have it to the side, but in the Discovery Sport you don't have that. So with the base spec cars, in the Discovery you get an 8-speed automatic transmission. In the Discovery Sport it is a manual. If you change to the next engine up, you do actually get all-wheel drive, and you also get an automatic gearbox. When it comes to weight of these two cars, the Discovery is probably about 700 kilos more heavy than the Discovery Sport. Discovery weighing in around 3.2 tons, whereas Discovery Sport is more around the 2.5 tons. And actually when it comes to towing capacity, it's slightly different too. The Discovery, as you probably would expect, can tow a little bit more weight, up to 3.5 tons, and the Discovery Sport can tow up to 1.8 tons. When it comes to the interior of the two cars, there are a few differences as well. So this is obviously a 2018 car, but actually it's very similar to what the new model looks like. The main difference has been the steering wheel is slightly different. It's the one off the new Defender, and also you get the infotainment system, which is slightly longer and wider. Not a lot of differences particularly. In the Discovery Sport, you still get the same infotainment in the new one. So actually the interior wise, from a tech point of view, is really, really good. Difference has been in the base Discovery Sport, you don't get leather seats, whereas you do in the base Discovery. And that's quite a nice difference. It makes a big difference when you do sit in the two cars side by side. As far as features go, there's a few extras on the Discovery in the new model. So you get cross traffic alert and blind spot assist as standard in the Discovery. You don't get that in the new Discovery Sport, and you have to be added on as an additional extra. With an over £20,000 difference in the Discovery Sport and the Discovery, is it really worth the extra money? Well, one of the biggest things people talk about with Discoveries, and why I like my Discovery so much, is the boot space. The load space in these cars is probably the best of any car on the market, and particularly when you can lay all the seats flat in the car, it makes a huge difference. You have to excuse all the rubbish in my boot at the moment, but the boot space in these cars is absolutely massive. With all the seats flat in this car, you get 2,391 litres in the Discovery 5. In the Discovery Sport, you get 1,794, so quite a lot less. And the width, the height of the Discovery is massive. It's essentially like having a van when you've got one of these cars with the seats down, and even without the seats down and the second row up with great legroom, you've still got enough space. So for me, that was probably the biggest decider that I wanted when I bought the car, was the load space in the back, because you can travel in comfort and also get all of this stuff in the back. With all those things considered, I think the Discovery Sport is actually a massive leap forward for Land Rover. It's certainly a much better car than when I was looking at it when I bought my Discovery. I think some of the things that change it for me are the way it looks. Originally, the Discovery Sport, to me at least, looked very much like a Freelander. It felt like a Freelander inside, the interior point of view, but also the design as well outside looked a bit Freelander-ish. The new Discovery Sport carries a lot of the same design as the bigger brother car, the Discovery, and for me, I quite like that. I think from a distance, you don't really know the difference. The main difference has really been at the trim level. You're getting a cloth interior. Inside, you're still getting a lot of the tech features, the infotainment, which is nice that they've carried that through to that model. But the other thing you're missing out on is the load space. If those things aren't important to you and you can spec a few things up on a Discovery Sport, like a leather interior and some of the other mod cons that you might want, actually Discovery Sport is a great choice of car. It all depends on how much you're looking at carrying with you and how many people you have in your family. For example, for me, Discovery 5 is brilliant because of the 7-seat option. The 7 seats are huge right to the back, which is something I really wanted when I was looking for a car in particular. Final thing to say about that is the towing capacity. If you're looking at towing a lot, Discovery is definitely your car of choice. It can tow up to 3.5 tons, and I tow a lot with my Discovery. It is a brilliant tow car all round. Probably, in fact, the best tow car I've owned. That's been a useful insight into the two cars. I can at least give my opinion with my Discovery and when I was looking at a car compared to what the decision is like today. If you're thinking of buying one of those cars, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this video and what your choices are going to be when you're choosing your next Land Rover. See you guys in the next video.